making our own chandelier for over our dining room table. And we got this really neat piece of wood at Rockler. Love that Rockler is having lumber there now. So we're going to try and create something out of some wood with some metal elements to it. So we went to Restore. Have you ever been to the Habitat Humanity place where people donate goods and then all of it goes to Habitat for Humanity, if you buy stuff there? Plus some of the goods go to it as well. So we found 2 of these. Then we're going to try and take these metal pieces off and attach it to our chandelier, because it's going to be rectangle in design, because currently how our dining room is set up, it's not working for me. We got a sample chandelier rectangle, but it wasn't big enough. So now we're making our own. The biggest part of this project was the planning piece. Measuring twice, cutting once is no joke. We really had to go through this several times. I think we did 2 trips to Rockler to get the right amount of wood, numerous trips to the hardware store and Home Depot to get all the parts that we wanted. Then we figured out we didn't have the right parts, so then we had to go back. Then we had to figure out how to get the wood right. It was quite the endeavor. So this is where we've landed. So we're separating, we're having these 2 close to the edge of our chandelier, and those 2 close to the edge of our chandelier, and then this bulb centered. And then we have our metal pieces spaced out. Now we could nudge this guy over a little bit, but I feel like then it might look more like we've measured incorrectly, versus this seems purposeful to me, that these 2 are over here on purpose and those 2 over there on purpose. Lots of configuring when we're trying to make this chandelier, because this is going to hold all of the wiring to connect our lights to our domes that will be down below here in a base frame. So we had to router out for our metal that's connecting to the frame below. Then we needed to measure for our lights, and we had to figure out how to get power to the lights. So we have a hole coming from the ceiling and the wire going down here. And originally we were thinking that we'd have a gizmo like this connecting to the light, where it would go 2 this way, and then we start running it all the way down. This would go by each light. But now we're rethinking to see if we have one of these that instead of 3, it has 4, and getting rid of this part, so less routering. We also have to drill to sandwich these together and countersink. So we're trying to figure out how to bend this metal. And with the dimensions of this chandelier, this is the 14-inch width, but then the bells have to fit underneath this. So this is 8.5 inches. And ideally, this piece here
needs to be perpendicular so we can insert it into the frame. We're going to use a soccer ball to try and help bend everything equally, because metal is a fickle thing and it may not bend equally. This only took about 4 hours to do, drilling the holes and then routering in so the wire and then the clips for the wire can go in here. And then we've got the lights as well that go in here. So now we got to round these edges. Then I get to sand and Danish oil. And then we've got to put our frame together that the bulbs are going to be centered in. Globes, bulbs, everything for the chandelier. 2 weeks left. We'll see how we do. Here's another crazy hiccup that we came across as we're building this. Now this piece is going on the ceiling because our current location of our chandelier, where the box is of course on one end of the table, and that's what I'm trying to correct. And I didn't really want to drill holes in my ceiling and retexture and paint, so I thought we would do something like crown molding and put it up on the ceiling. We discovered that this is concaved right here. So we've had to sand both ends so it doesn't have a gap when we put it on the ceiling. How is our level bubble doing? It's getting there. We're so close, I can taste it. We were able to run the wire to all of the lights. So now it's to the assembly process, which is sandwiching the wire in between two of the boards and putting the frame together. So unfortunately, this screw that we're using, it's sticking out below the drywall, and the wood that we're putting up here has to be flat. So now we're looking for a flat head screw.